I often wonder why most people just want to play great AAA games and don't give a chance to smaller indie games that are far better executed. Then there are games like Swordship, a game I had never heard of and that I only asked for a key for it after watching a small trailer where it looked like it had a prodigious execution. Here in Portugal we used to say that the eyes also hit, and here I decided in the same way most people do, I've followed the bright lights. Since you are here, why don't you like, comment, or even better, subscribe to the channel, it's a massive help. Thank you a lot. Regardless of how I've discovered and enjoyed the game, the truth is that it's really well thought out and executed. Swordship plays like a dodge 'em up, a game in which we have to dodge the enemy's shots and, if possible, try to make them hit our enemies, since we have no guns. The story is not very relevant and I didn't even expect anything very complex. In a world immersed in water, we control a ship that both flies and can dive in the water. Our goal is to steal containers of materials that would be for the cities and deliver them to our community, the Banished. With a soundtrack full of electronic music, there is no lack of oomph for the frantic pace at which the game plays, and, I admit, for me it was already worth it just for the music alone. With a graphical style between cel-shaded and cartoon, Swordship does not change the world, but this style, which delimits all the animated objects on the screen quite well, helps a lot to have the most correct perception possible of everything that is happening around us. There are moments when, even so, the visual confusion is enormous, but the Digital Kingdom devs understood this and turned some of those moments into cinematics, as if to praise our brilliance, thus decongesting the screen of that chaos in a subtle way. Swordship is not an unique game, but many of its competitors provide us with some form of control. Here, the closest we are to that is with the possibility of using a bomb to destroy everything on the screen, but even that moment has to be carefully considered as it entails a significant loss of points that are quite important for our progression, because everything else depends on the luck we have with the enemies, since we do not have any weapons to destroy them and we can only direct and then dodge the shots that they made to destroy it. And if we are good enough, we can direct them towards our enemies so they destroy each other. The premise is good and the execution is well made. All the ships have telegraphed attacks that, if we have enough talent, allow for beautiful choreographies where we can sequentially take advantage of some enemies to destroy others. At the beginning all this is relatively easy, but gradually they introduce different ships with different powers and objectives, and at certain point they limit our space so much that it seems that we are dancing on fire so as not to collide with the multiple rays that appear at every moment. As if there weren't enough, our progression doesn't just unlock new abilities for our ship. It also unlocks new atmospheric conditions that we also have to consider, since those help as much as they hinder, at least someone as slow as me. It's true that the game behaves on paper like a roguelite. There is a progression system that depends on the level of progress during each run, but considering that on the one hand we don't unlock anything that greatly increases our power, and we also unlock more atmospheric elements that we have to take into account, I've never felt that I was progressing by the virtue of what I was unlocking, I was simply playing better. There was another thing that I also learned the hard way. Swordship is not a good game to play while drinking alcohol if you really want to progress. But if you want to have fun with friends passing the controller from one to another, I imagine it can be an excellent drinking game. I had a lot of fun with Swordship. It combines speed, smart mechanics, some diversity, good soundtrack and good execution. Even without a great diversity of mechanics, I bet it can keep you entertained for hours to hand. See you next time, guys. Bye!